Have you ever stopped to think that some of the most toxic people in your life might be precisely those you consider the most polite and helpful? I know this sounds contradictory, but the truth is that not every toxic person is aggressive or obvious. Often they present themselves as genuinely concerned about you, as great friends, as ideal partners, or as dedicated family members. But there's something that renowned coach and author Mel Robbins discovered over years of studying human behavior. A person's true intentions never appear in what they say, but rather in what they do when things don't go exactly as planned. What you're about to discover in the next few minutes will completely change the way you see relationships, because we're going to talk about 3 specific behaviors that act as silent detectors of the true intentions of the people around you. These behaviors are so revealing that once you learn to identify them, you'll never again be fooled by pretty words or seemingly kind gestures. If this reflection has made any sense to you, consider subscribing to the channel, because what you're about to hear can literally protect you from years of draining relationships and emotionally destructive situations. The first thing you need to understand is why behaviors reveal much more about a person than anything they can say. Think about it. Words are extremely easy to control and adjust according to the situation. Anyone can say nice things, make convincing promises, or even apologize in a seemingly sincere way when it suits them. But behaviors, especially when a person is under pressure or frustration, require real effort to control, and that's exactly when the mask falls. Mel Robbins explains that someone's true intention always appears when that person can no longer completely control the situation. It is in these moments of imbalance that real behavioral patterns emerge unfiltered, without rehearsal, and without the possibility of being masked by well-chosen words. When someone has genuinely good intentions towards you, certain things happen naturally. This person respects your boundaries even when it's inconvenient for them, accepts uncomfortable situations without trying to manipulate the outcome, and most importantly, adjusts their own behavior when they realize they are causing some kind of problem or discomfort. On the other hand, when someone doesn't have good intentions, the signs are also very clear. This person persists even when you show discomfort, manipulates situations to get what they want, and reacts disproportionately when they hear no or when things don't go according to their plans. The difference between these 2 types of behavior is so clear that once you learn to observe it, you can identify in a matter of minutes whether you are dealing with someone who truly cares about you or someone who just wants some kind of advantage, control, or validation. Leave a comment writing, "I observe attitudes," because this will literally change your ability to read the emotions of the people around you. Now let's look at the first toxic behavior that reveals someone's true intentions, and this is perhaps the most subtle and therefore the most dangerous. The first behavior is when someone only respects you when it suits them. At the beginning of any relationship, whether romantic, friendly, or professional, these people tend to be extremely attentive. They listen to everything you have to say, agree with your opinions, collaborate on your projects, and make a point of showing how much they value your presence in their lives. But here's the problem. This behavior only continues as long as you're convenient for that person's plans. Simply disagreeing with something important, setting a clear boundary, or simply prioritizing your own needs for a moment is enough for the behavior to change completely. Suddenly, an inexplicable coldness emerges, along with ironic comments or some kind of subtle but constant emotional pressure. The person may not yell or make a dramatic scene, but you clearly feel that something has changed in how they treat you. Mel Robbins explains this very clearly. Conditioned respect isn't real respect. It's just convenience in disguise. When someone can only respect you while everything is favorable to them, that person isn't respecting you as an individual. They're only respecting the situation you represent. You become a tool for them to achieve some goal, not a person with rights, autonomy, and their own needs. This type of behavior is especially common in relationships where there's some kind of power imbalance or emotional dependence. It could be that friend who only contacts you when they need something. That person you're getting to know who's super affectionate until you're not available exactly when they want you. Or that family member who treats you incredibly well until you make a decision they don't approve of. The pattern is always the same. As long as you are being useful or convenient, you are treated with respect and affection. But the moment you need to exercise your autonomy or defend your interests, things change. The second toxic behavior that reveals hidden intentions is even more manipulative because it works by directly attacking your self-esteem and your perception of reality. This behavior occurs when someone uses guilt as a tool to maintain control over you. This is one of the most subtle behaviors because the person who does this rarely yells, curses, or demonstrates open aggression. In fact, they may even speak very calmly and in a controlled manner. What they do is much more sophisticated. They manage to make you feel wrong, guilty, or even cruel for trying to protect yourself or defend your own interests. Typical phrases of this behavior include things like, "After everything I've done for you, you came up with this to me," or "You've changed a lot. You're not the person I knew anymore," or "I never expected something like this from you, especially after all the support I gave you." Notice how these phrases sound? They aren't directly aggressive, but they carry a very heavy emotional charge aimed at making you question your own decisions and feel that you are being unfair or ungrateful. Mel Robbins warns that guilt is one of the most effective tools of emotional control precisely because it works by attacking our natural need to be seen as good and fair people. When someone uses guilt to try to change your behavior, that person is not interested in dialogue, understanding, or conflict resolution. They want pure and simple emotional obedience. The goal is to make you backtrack on your decision, not through logical persuasion or because you have truly changed your mind, but because you can't handle the emotional pressure of being seen as ungrateful, selfish, or a bad person. This is deeply toxic because, in addition to disrespecting your autonomy, it also erodes your self-confidence and your ability to make decisions based on what is best for you. This type of manipulation is especially common in family relationships, where the manipulative person has a long history of favors, help, or sacrifices that can be used as emotional ammunition. It also happens frequently in romantic relationships, where one person uses the relationship's history to try to prevent the other from establishing healthy boundaries or making independent decisions. The third toxic behavior is perhaps the most revealing of all and occurs when someone reacts very badly to losing access to you. This behavior manifests when you reduce your availability, whether by decreasing the frequency of contact, establishing specific times for conversations, or simply creating more space for other priorities in your life. A person with good intentions might even feel a little sad or miss you, but they will accept and respect your need for space. They will understand that you have other responsibilities, other relationships, and other priorities that deserve your attention. But a person with toxic intentions reacts completely differently. When this person realizes they are losing access to you, something very specific happens. They begin to insist much more than before, pressuring you in increasingly creative ways and often provoking unnecessary conflicts as a way to force contact. This reaction can come in the form of anger or victimhood, but the underlying message is always the same. I don't accept losing the access I had to you. Mel Robbins observes that this behavior reveals something fundamental about the nature of the relationship. When someone reacts badly to losing access to you, it indicates that this person did not see you as an autonomous individual with the right to their own time and space, but rather as an extension of themselves or as a resource that should always be available to meet their needs. According to Mel Robbins, someone who genuinely respects you accepts your space, your other priorities, and your need for autonomy, even when it's inconvenient. But someone who wants control over you reacts when they lose that control, and this reaction reveals their true intentions with crystal clarity. This behavior can manifest in various ways. It can be through excessive messages, insistent calls, unscheduled appearances, or even attempts to use other people to get information about you or to pressure you into returning to your previous availability pattern. What all these manifestations have in common is the refusal to accept that you have the right to manage your own time and energy. Now that you know these three revealing behaviors, the question is how to use this information to your advantage in a practical way that truly protects you. The first thing you need to understand is that these signs are not for accusing people or creating unnecessary conflicts. They are for making more conscious decisions about who deserves your time, energy, and trust. The real power lies in silent observation. You don't need to confront people or try to convince them that they are acting toxically. In reality, doing that usually only generates more drama and emotional strain. What you need is to develop the ability to observe behavioral patterns without becoming emotionally involved in what you are seeing. When you respond to toxic behaviors calmly, setting clear boundaries and being consistent in your actions, the other person's true intentions become apparent on their own. You don't need to investigate. You don't need to ask indirect questions. You don't need to try to read between the lines. The truth simply emerges through repeated behavior when you stop facilitating situations that are unhealthy for you. For example, if someone only respects you when it suits them, you can start setting small but consistent boundaries and observe how they react. If someone uses guilt to control you, you can practice not giving in to that emotional pressure and see if they can relate to you differently. If someone reacts badly when you reduce your availability, you can maintain your position and observe whether they eventually accept and adapt or continue to pressure you. Leave a comment writing, "I choose clarity," because this will strengthen your emotional awareness and your ability to make decisions based on reality, not unrealistic expectations or hopes. What makes this approach so powerful is that it puts you in control of the situation without creating unnecessary conflict. Instead of trying to change other people's behavior, you simply stop facilitating behaviors that aren't healthy for you and let true intentions reveal themselves naturally. This doesn't mean you should become cold, distrustful, or defensive with everyone. It means you should develop the ability to observe patterns and make conscious decisions about where to invest your emotional energy. Some people will pass the test of time and healthy boundaries, and these are the ones who deserve a special place in your life. Others will reveal less pure intentions, and you can adjust the level of intimacy and trust accordingly. The beauty of this approach is that it works for both new and old relationships. With people you're getting to know, you can observe these patterns from the beginning and make more conscious decisions about how much you want to get involved. With people who have been part of your life for a long time, you can start establishing healthier boundaries and see how they react to these changes. Remember that a change in your behavior doesn't mean you're being cruel or unfair. This means you are maturing emotionally and learning to protect yourself from situations that drain your energy and harm your well-being. People who truly care about you will understand and respect these changes, even if they need time to adjust. The most important conclusion from all of this is that someone's true intentions are never in what they promise, say, or demonstrate when everything is going well. True intentions appear in what they do when you change your attitude, when you set boundaries, when you prioritize yourself, or when you are simply no longer available in the way you were before. Mel Robbins teaches that emotional clarity protects far more than any direct confrontation or attempt to change other people. When you learn to identify toxic behaviors early on, you can avoid years of relationships based on control, guilt, and convenience. You stop wasting time trying to make relationships work that were never healthy from the start. This doesn't mean you should distrust everyone or become a closed-off and defensive person. It means you should learn to observe real patterns of behavior instead of being swayed by just pretty words or occasional gestures. It means you should value consistency, genuine respect, and the ability to handle conflict or discomfort maturely. When someone's true intentions become clear through these behaviors we've discussed, the decision of how to proceed in the relationship becomes much easier. You no longer need to be in doubt, trying to decipher contradictory signals or wondering if you're being paranoid or too demanding. Reality becomes evident, and you can make decisions based on concrete facts. This isn't a cold or calculating approach to relationships. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When you stop wasting energy on toxic or one-sided relationships, you have much more to offer the people who truly deserve your presence in their lives. You become more present, more generous, and more connected in the relationships that are truly worthwhile. It's emotional maturity in action. It's the ability to distinguish between people who genuinely want the best for you and people who only want the best from you. It's the wisdom to invest your time, energy, and love in people who demonstrate through consistent actions that they value not only what you can offer, but who you are as a person. Always remember, repeated behaviors never lie. Words can be rehearsed, gestures can be calculated, but patterns of behavior, especially in situations of pressure or frustration, reveal the true nature of someone's intentions. Use this wisdom to build healthier, more balanced, and more rewarding relationships in all areas of your life.